This will be episode 124 for you guys today. Once my two co-hosts join in today, we'll go ahead and get today's episode started. What's up, Rob?
Howdy. Good.
Excited for today's episode, man.
Mm-hmm. It's the first one post sponsorship, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna make an announcement about that when we start. But I made some. I think I made some good parlays to announce for today's episode.
Okay, if I walk off at any point for like 10, it's because I'm taking my dogs upstairs.
Oh, you're good. What's up, Fred?
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. So since all three of us in, we can go ahead and get things started. All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree from Onthehop Podcast. Today, this could be episode 124 for you guys today. Today, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Rob Cerasuolo and Fred Harris. So before we get today's episode started, I'd just like to take the time to announce our new partnership with Sharpz Sports Betting Network. So I think we should all give ourselves a round of applause for landing our first sponsorship started. Pretty good one. I hope this lasts. I think I have a pretty good feeling about this sponsorship with Sharpz, but they're already moving in the right direction. But for those who don't know what Sharpz is a sports betting network for all sports bettors around the world. It's a great sports betting app for all sports users to use around the world today. Sharpz connects with all major sports books, including DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM. Sharpz allows you to track what your friends are currently betting, and you can see your friends' records and their previous parlays. It's a great app, and Sharpz also offers transparency. Download the app today. You can find it on the Apple Store for all Apple users. They are working on getting the app for all Android users. I don't know why people are still Android users to this day, but the app will be downloaded for Android devices pretty soon. But if you're an Apple user, download Sharpz today and get started. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and use the green light, use this for fuel. We will start covering all sports betting on the podcast moving forward and sharing our best parlays and what we think is going to be some best picks for this week. So what parlays did you guys cook up, Rob and Fred? What are the parlays you guys have to share for this week in the sports world?
Go ahead. You go first.
I got you. I have one for tomorrow's game, the football game. I have a Travis Etienne anytime touchdown, Saints money line, and I want to go Michael Thomas's over on his receiving yards.
Okay.
So it's Saints Jags tomorrow?
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is questionable.
Oh.
I think it's going to be a game time decision with his knee injury. But we'll see if he plays tomorrow night or not.
Yeah, that's a good bet, especially since he's questionable, because if they rule him out, obviously the odds are going to be way more in the Saints' favor, because I don't know who the hell the backup is.
I was just about to look that up right now.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. That's a good bet, because Etienne has been balling this year.
Right, especially and if Trevor Lawrence doesn't play, I feel like they're gonna start giving him the rock even more.
Yeah, they got to lean on him if he's not playing. You know, they're going to lean on the run game for sure.
Yeah,
and I know I mean, the Saints are. I don't know how to judge the Saints. Like, they're a weird team
They definitely are a weird team to bet on.
because like they have some games where they look like very good, but like they have some games where they're just complete shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Like,
pretty average, right, to me so far. But Fred, I'm gonna go back to what you said about the rushing. They're definitely gonna run the ball because the backup quarterback behind Trevor Lawrence and C.J. Beathard. They're definitely
Oh,
oh,
gonna have to run the ball effectively.
oh God,
Lawrence cannot go.
oh my God. I mean, I feel like I thought that Trevor Lawrence would like truly break out this year into like a top 10 quarterback. But I mean, he looks pretty good, but I don't. He's just not there yet. Still, to me, like I have
no, yeah.
breakout that I envisioned when we were predicting like MVPs and stuff before the season. Like he was a dark horse MVP for me. Um, but I don't know. I mean, he's just kind of inconsistent in my opinion. But I mean, I think he'll put it together eventually. But yeah, if he doesn't play, it's going to be a rough night for the Jags, I think. But anything could happen. I mean, they do have a really good running game. They do have weapons to help Beathard, but the only thing is their pass defense is suspect. So I think the Michael Thomas bet is also a good bet for that game.
Yeah.
Um, but I bet on tonight's game. I bet on tonight's baseball game, the Astros Rangers game. So I bet the Astros money line because I think that, the Astros, for one, they're a tough team to strike out, and Scherzer has struggled to do that in that department. He struggled to get strikeouts. I'm pretty sure he's coming off injury, so, he might have a rough night. So I was skeptical on betting on him, so I didn't include Scherzer in my bet at all. I did. I'm trying to think. I did a Jordan 2+ total bases because he usually smacks the damn ball against Scherzer. I did Adolis Garcia 2+ bases because he's just been lights out in the playoffs. He's been very good, and I did Corey Seager 1+ base for fun. I think that's pretty easy for him to get. I mean, he just has to walk or get a hit, and he'll get that. So I think it's a pretty good bet. I mean, the odds were like +900. So, I can share my, I don't know how to share my Sharpz user in here, but,
Put the link in.
okay. It might,
As he's on mute, probably trying to put his account in or frozen. Yep, there you go.
Well, lost it.
Trying to add the account in. I'll give him a few moments,
Yeah.
just in case he spawn back in. I remember that time you spawned in like that.
Probably to a different location. My damn phone died. That was funny though.
And he is still loading.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where is he at? Nope. Yeah, he just
Yeah,
not loading back in.
Yeah, he is
Oh,
gone.
there he is. Hold on. As the technical difficulties transpire. Is he in there? No.
Oh, now he really gone.
Hold on. Here he comes. He's back in there. There he is. He's alive.
sorry, guys. Um, I don't know what was going on. I couldn't find my parlay in there. I don't think it's in there yet, but it should pop in there eventually. And hopefully, I'll just put my username in here in the chat. And if you guys are on Sharpz yet, feel free to follow me. Use Tom's link, though. Use his promo code so you can support On the Hop. Do you have that handy, Tom? Because I
Yeah, I can add that in. I don't want to lag out, but I'm gonna say promo code.
yeah, I'm pretty Tom. It's like THOM and then some numbers or something. But yeah, if you guys get on Sharpz, make sure you link your sports book too. Um, so your like parlays and stuff will sync up into the app, and then you'll be able to basically just you'll be able to tail people too in the app. Like you can just look through the feed, and there's like a little whale icon, and you could basically just click that icon, and it'll populate the whole parlay into your sports book. So it's pretty cool. You get to see what other people are betting. There's some verified people on that app too that have some good win-loss ratios. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we definitely hope we see you guys on there at some point soon.
Yeah, the promo code is there for you guys to support. It helps us out in a long way, and we really appreciate it. Just like you, Rob, I made a bet for Game 3 of tonight's game between the Astros and Rangers. We're going to talk about more baseball later on. I'm looking to go on a win streak since I lost my Monday night parlay, Cowboys-Chargers. That didn't work out for me since, Jake Ferguson is always Dak's security blanket, ended up with one total catch. Needed him at least 4 catches, didn't get it done. But then I pulled through yesterday for the Phillies Diamondbacks game. Everything hit. So I'm 1-1 Sharpz. Like Rob said, you can see what your friends are betting. You can see the record. But for Game 3, I added it on earlier. I have under 8.5 runs for tonight's game between the Astros and Rangers. I think it's going to be a great pitching matchup between Max Scherzer, who's coming back from injury, and you have Christian and Javert. I think that's going to be a pitching battle between the two respective pitchers. Alvarez, I definitely, like Rob said, I think he's going to have an impact on the game. I got him recording a hit. Scherzer, I played it safe. We don't know how good he's going to be. I'm assuming he's going to bring his game tonight in his return back to the mound, but we don't know how really well he's going to play. I think he's going to be on a pitch count. I had him having at least 3 strikeouts. I think he can at least pull that off in his return. Hopefully he can pull that off. But just like Rob, I have Astros money line tonight. I can't see them losing 3 straight to the Rangers. They will be in principal's office trouble if they lose to the Rangers tonight. But they can stay alive in the series, and that's why I put the money line on the Astros, even though the Rangers are hot as a forest fire right now. But that's my bet for tonight's game between the two respective teams.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that strikeout thing, even
He's
though
got
it's only
3.
For one, you said he's on a pitch count.
Yeah,
So
they
he might
have him limited.
And for 2, the odds on that are trash. I know they're trash. Like,
Hey, it makes the parlay better, man.
what, by like $1? Come on, bro. You really gonna risk that?
Hey.
I mean, I guess sometimes I do that too, but I don't know. I didn't want to touch Scherzer at all just because he came back from that injury. So that was my thing. But everything else was good in that parlay for sure. What was the odds on yours? I think I looked at it before I hopped in here, but
I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say it was around actually, I don't know. I don't know what the odds were for that.
What about you, Fred? What was yours?
The odds for I think the total, I think it was, you bet 25, and I think you won like 130, I believe.
Okay.
On the Jag Saints one?
Yeah.
That's like, it sounds like plus like 4 or 5, like plus like 4 something, I think. Yeah. If I'm doing the math right in my head, that's that's a good bet. I think mine was like plus 900 or something. Dude, I had one the other night or on Sunday for like, it was like plus like 4,500, and I just needed Kirk to throw for one more touchdown and then Puka to score a touchdown.
Dang. get it done.
No. Figured,
Yeah.
Kirk throw for like 4 touchdowns against Chicago Bears, especially when they had Tyson Bagent at quarterback for like the majority of the game. But
That's where you were wrong. You trusted in Kurt.
yeah, I'm not betting on Kirk no more. That's he's on the blacklist for now.
Y'all got any more bets for this weekend?
I not at the moment, but I'm definitely gonna probably put some together for. I might do the game tomorrow, and I'm most definitely gonna bet on Sunday's games for sure. I always
Yeah.
bet days. That's like my bet day.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
I got a good one, man. For football this weekend, this one's for you, Rod. For the Giants Commanders game. Give me the Giants to win by 3 or more against the Commanders on Sunday. Y'all
Wow.
were a yard away as huge underdogs about to beat the Buffalo Bills. I know that might have kept you up at night thinking about that game the last 2 days of the week so far. But that going into Buffalo and nearly beating the Bills with Tyrod Taylor, that was huge. Your defense played good. Saquon looked good in his return. You're going to have him in the backfield on Sunday. You could potentially get Daniel Jones and Andrew Thomas back on the offensive line that's been getting harassed all year. That's good to have him back. I also want to throw that in too. I'll say that and give me this game to finish under 34 points combined. It's always a competitive game between the Giants and Commanders, a divisional matchup. Last year, the last time you guys played them, the final score was 20-12 in favor of you guys. I think it's going to be a competitive game, and I think the Giants, even though they're 1-5, are looking for a desperate win. So I like them on Sunday, and I like the under 38 points as well for this game.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Tom, I was so mad. Like, the main factor, the reason we lost is because of that last play at the end of the first half when Tyrod decided to audible into a straight up run play when basically we had 19 seconds left and no timeouts. All we needed was a chip shot field goal there, and then we would have won the game at the end of the game because we were in field goal range.
Exactly.
We were in we got to the 1 yard line again, so we would have won. So
yeah.
And that last play should have been a PI. It was a PI the first time, and then it happened again, but they were like, "Oh, end of the game." So, yeah, I don't know. I was very mad at that game. I mean, we played such a great game defensively, and I mean, I thought for the most part, we were fairly efficient for having no O-line and having Tyrod in the game. Honestly, I think he looked a little better than Daniel Jones. At least he had a sense of pressure and, had awareness. He threw a couple good balls too. Like, he had a couple good ones to Slayton.
Mm-hmm.
He had one to Hyatt that was called back. Hyatt, they need to get Hyatt more involved, by the way, and I liked what I saw from him that game. I think he can be a very good player. But, I mean, shit. That game hurt. I'm not going to lie. That shit hurt. That shit hurt my soul.
That was a game. I really thought y'all were going to pull it off. Like, that final play, I think if you guys vice versa, or Tyrod Taylor vice versa, what happened in the first half, you take what happened in the first half, but you need to audible. You were at the 1 yard line. He should have audible that play for a run play.
Yeah.
I would have handed it straight off to Saquon for a touchdown. You don't get it, you don't get it. That's a game.
Yeah.
But at least go down giving it to your best offensive player. Arguably, in my opinion, your best player on the roster in Saquon Barkley. Do or die situation on the road with so many seconds. It was 0 seconds left on the clock. You got it. I think they should just went for it. But I do agree that they missed that huge, big pass interference call. Darren Waller was definitely held in the end zone.
Oh,
It
yeah.
gave y'all another
at the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucked. Like, I think that the rest were definitely on the Bills' side that game. I mean, not surprised. I feel like it's been like that for the better teams this year. Like there was one play where the Chiefs like narrowly escaped defeat against the Jets. And I remember there was one play where it was like a clear hold call on that Pat Mahomes like
Yup.
scramble.
At
That
16. Mm-hmm.
that when he ran for like 30 yards or something like that,
Yeah.
Yep.
worth third or fourth and long. Yeah, and I just remember seeing videos of that. It was a clear hold call, and they just didn't call it. I mean, that's just an example of like, something's got to change with the refs, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. But, you never know what might happen. But we were in it that whole game. Like, yeah, we're 1-5. But I think our score gets a little better. I mean, it's still tough, but it's not as bad. So we still have a chance, but not a very big one. It's pretty much out the window. It's definitely out the window. Like this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give you one here. I'm just looking at the spreads and stuff right now. Oh.
In and out. Do y'all hear? Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
Who?
can't hear Rob.
Hello?
I can hear
Oh, now.
Rob. I can hear.
Tom, sounds like you got an airplane taking off.
Oh, hold on. 1 sec. Oh.
Oh man.
Can you
Yeah, I'm looking.
hear now?
Yeah, it's better now. Okay.
Oh, I had the fan on in the background. That's probably what happened. Technical
Yeah.
difficulties. But go ahead.
Am I chopped? Somebody's saying I'm chopping.
I can hear you.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you sound fine to me.
Okay. Anyways, give me that 49ers spread -6.5 against the Vikings. Give me that. That's a lock. I think that's a lock bet. Honestly, like I know that Brock Purdy looked pretty rough against the Browns. But I think he gets back on track against a suspect Vikings defense, and especially since they struggled to put away a Bears team playing Tyson Bagent last week.
Yeah.
I think that's easily a 2-touchdown game for the 49ers or more, especially since they don't have Justin Jefferson. I thought that Addison would have a bigger game than he did. They had to, grind it out towards the end there. And I don't think they keep up with the 49ers at all, especially defense. So I like a lot. That's a lock. And I also like the Browns at -3 since they're hot after beating the Niners. They play the Colts with Gardner Minshew. I'm surprised that spread isn't more. But, even if they have P.J. Walker again, I think they win by a touchdown. But those are a couple for me.
Yeah, Rob, I had Addison last week to have plus 40 yards, and unfortunately, I lost that one.
I told you, yo. Rob was just hyping him up last episode because he had him on fantasy.
Yeah.
For real.
He had a touchdown at least, so he kind of
I mean, he has like 3 on the year. He
Yeah.
hasn't been like very good. He hasn't been bad.
No, he's he's still young, so he's got time, but
Yeah.
I think he should be targeted more, in my opinion.
I mean, he probably will be. Well, he wasn't last game, honestly.
they were giving it to KJ Osborne.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You got any more, Fred?
Well, I have a little money line that I just seen right here. So I take the Vegas money line, the Cleveland money line, the Bills money line, and the Atlanta money line.
That's probably a parlay.
Who the Raiders play this weekend?
The Raiders play the Bears.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Isn't Jimmy G hurt though?
He went to I know he went to the hospital last week for his back, but I think I think he might play this weekend.
He didn't practice today, actually.
Oh, he didn't practice today?
No, he did not practice today.
Hmm.
But
They still beat him, I think.
yeah.
I got one more before we move on. I think this could be a wild card one for the weekend. I have the Rams versus the Steelers to finish under 44 total points. I think both the Steelers and Rams will struggle offensively in this game. Both are actually averaging under 24 points per game. The Rams are right there, though. They are averaging 23 points per game. But the Steelers are only averaging 15 points per game. Rams will be without Kyron Williams for the next few weeks. I think he's eligible to return by week 11. That's going to hurt me in fantasy, but it's going to hurt the Rams even more in the running game. But I do believe this could finish under 44 due to the fact that you have arguably two of the best defensive players in the league, with Aaron Donald playing on one side for his respective defense, and you have T.J. Watt playing for his respective defense. I think they're both going to cause havoc on their opponent's offensive lines, causing both Matthew Stafford and Kenny Pickett in the game in moments where they need to make throws down the field because they're going to be getting harassed on the line. So I believe this will be a low-scoring game. I like that bet, Rams and Steelers under 44 total points.
Yeah.
Good bet. That's a good bet.
But yeah, moving forward, man. Anybody out there that loves sports betting, that's what we're going to do on a weekly basis now. Share our best parlays for our new sponsorships, Sharpz. Definitely, I think that was something that I do think for people that love sports that we were missing talk about sports betting up to this point. But glad we could do it. We're going to start doing that moving forward. All right. So moving on to the next segment. Which NFL team looked the best during Week 6?
I'll just one. I'm going to say the Jets. I mean, they grinded out a tough win against Barry, giving them the first loss.
Are you breaking up? You're breaking up like really badly. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rob going in and out.
There you go.
Right.
Out of there.
Technical difficulties a little bit going on for this episode. Fred, if you want to go ahead and go until he comes back.
Yeah. The team I was gonna say did the best was the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the offense is absolutely ridiculous. It looks so creative. It looks easy for everybody out there. I mean, Tyreek Hill is just, man, am I so glad that you messed up and gave me Tyreek Hill. For our fantasy league, I'm so glad you messed up and gave me Tyreek Hill.
So robbery, bro. Shouldn't happen.
Oh, man, it was a blessing. That's what it was. It was a blessing.
No.
Every week is 30 points.
Must be nice.
It is very nice. Every week is 30 points. But yeah, I mean, you see Raheem Mostert last week, like what he had, 130 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Everybody on this offense is ridiculous. I mean, they gave up 21 points to very lacking Panthers offense. So, I mean, I don't believe their defense is rated that high, but, I mean, as performance-wise last week, I got to give it to the Dolphins.
That's a good one. I think they did look good despite playing the Panthers. I mean, I don't know how you describe that team right now. It's just they're the only winless team in the league.
Yeah.
I think Frank Wright just gave up the play calling, so he's no longer going to call plays for Bryce Young moving forward. I don't know. I just feel like that team has talent, but they're not duplicating it on the field just yet. I don't know. They're just like a weird team. But they were up 14-0 to start off the game against the Dolphins. But as Fred said, that offense just went to work. You know, you got Tyreek Hill in fantasy. He should be mine. But yeah, I like that offense, and I think a lot of people are going to see how explosive that really can be against a true contending team with their test they have against the Eagles this weekend. So I like that game a lot for Week 7.
Yeah.
I like
Especially
that answer, Fred, with the Dolphins.
the Eagles don't have the same defense they did last year, so
No.
it's going to be a very big test for the Eagles,
Mm.
especially.
Mm. They're
Um,
very suspect. They don't have any safeties.
yeah. I don't know why you trade T.J. Gardner-Johnson, but
That was a mistake,
oh,
even though he's torn pec right now, but that was a mistake to let him walk.
Yeah,
yeah.
it sure was. They don't look without him.
Nope. They actually lost a lot of starters on defense. A lot, but they, I can't wait. I'm going to say my thoughts on them for a different day, but they don't look like the same team to me. That's all I'll say.
I definitely do not.
But, Rob, you go ahead and continue with what you were saying. I let Fred go ahead and go while you were rejoining in.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I heard you talk about the Jets.
Yeah, so I really liked what the Jets did last week. I mean, that was one of my favorite games. I thought the Eagles had them put away, to be honest. But you know, they showed grit, they showed determination. They came back and they beat them. Was it in Philly? No, I don't think it was in
No,
Philly. It
MetLife.
was at MetLife.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was a big win to get in front of a home crowd. You know, Zach Wilson is making progress. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, he's doing enough to get some wins while Aaron Rodgers recovers, just for the off chance that he can come back for a playoff run. I mean, it probably not, but it's possible. I mean, he could come back, 80%. You know, he doesn't have to be fully healthy. I feel like if he's healthy enough to throw the ball,
And then his shit explode again.
Chill, You're crazy.
I mean, if they get like 9 or 10 wins and they have a shot, then I think he's going to try. But, I mean, it's very unlikely. But I do think they try to go get Kirk Cousins still. I really do. I think that would be a great trade for them. But, I mean, Zach Wilson's getting it done. I mean, large part due to Breece Hall getting more carries. They need to keep feeding that man because he is special.
He's special.
I think he's one of the best in football right now. He's just got ridiculous top end speed for being that big. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's just a very good player. And, keep getting Garrett Wilson the ball, of course, as much as possible, and that's going to be their formula to win games. And they have an elite defense. They have a top 5 defense. That hasn't changed since the beginning of the year. So that helps things for sure. But, they definitely look good holding the Eagles, 14? Or what was the final score of that game?
I believe
I can't even remember in my head.
I say it was 2014.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. But, yeah.
Also, dude, Jalen Hurts threw 3 picks, too.
Yeah. He looked a lot like rookie year Jalen to me that game.
On Reed Bramble.
But, I mean, I still think Jalen's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, it definitely helps to have the best O-line in football one of the best wide receiver corps in football, one of the best running games in football. You know, it makes him look a lot better. And that tush push play, by the way, is cheese. You know, he's very strong, so like it works for them almost every time. Like he squats over 500 pounds. You know, he's a very strong guy, and it works for them. It doesn't work for all teams. We've tried it, and that shit did not work at all. So, but yeah, I like the Jets' victory. But yeah, I think moving forward, you know, they're still a threat. I mean, they're not. People were counting them out a couple weeks ago, but they've gotten some impressive wins. They've faced some really good quarterbacks. They've beaten the likes of Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. Who was their other win against? I can't remember. The Broncos. Yeah, and to beat Sean Payton, who was talking shit about Nathaniel Hackett. That was a big game too. So, you know, yeah, they've looked pretty good so far. A lot better than I thought they would at this point.
All right, Rob. Before I say my answer, I gotta ask you a question. As you touched up on things, you said Jalen Hurts is surrounded by a lot of talent. Is he being protected with having so much star power in that Philly offense?
I mean, you have to say, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a great quarterback, but I mean, let's put him behind, you know, our offensive line or the Commanders' offensive line for example. He ain't going to look nearly as good. I mean, no one would, of course, but he's definitely protected by that team. I mean, Howie Roseman, job he's done with building that team, job, and that's just a testament to how good he is at football. He built a powerhouse in Philly, but yeah, they've definitely it's protecting Jalen Hurts at least a little bit. I mean, it would for anybody, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So
I see some flaws this year, but I'm not going to say nothing yet. Some flaws.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see when they play Miami. I mean, that's like you said, that's going to be a test. That's going to be a test for sure. I could see that game being a shootout. I could see it getting. Honestly, I could see Miami running away with that game.
Yeah.
Very strong possibility.
A lot of touchdowns.
Not a possibility, but I could see it happening. You know, it's in the realm of possibility, and I would love that. To be honest, I would.
But yeah, I agree with you, Rob. I think the best team that looked the best week 6 has to be the New York Jets, knocking off the last and final undefeated team in the Philadelphia Eagles, handing them their first loss of the season. And you touched up on a lot of good points. Their defense is playing outstanding. I also think they're a top 5 unit in the league. They had a total of 4 turnovers, forcing the Eagles' offense to turn the ball over 4 times on Sunday's win. They made Jalen Hurts look average. That's why I'm chopping at the bit to talk about his mistakes this year. He looked average.
He looked less than average.
Yeah, he looked bad.
I'm being nice, but
he looked bad.
Throwing 3 interceptions with only having 4 active corners in the ball game, there was no sauce in that defense. And you throwing 3 interceptions with 4 active cornerbacks available for the New York Jets? That's not good. And then, like you said, Rob, it's mind-boggling to me that this Jets defense has made Jalen Hurts look average. They've made Patrick Mahomes look average, even though the Chiefs squeaked out a win against them a few weeks ago. They made Josh Allen look very average week 1 when they forced him to turn the ball over 4 times. And I really think this defense is legit. I think what I said a few weeks ago, I think if Zach Wilson can play mistake-free football, and like you said, if Breece Hall can get more carries and the defense continues to play like this, they can get a 6th or 7th seed and become one of the final wildcard teams in the AFC to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I'm still high on this team. The talent's there. If Zach Wilson, he don't even have to be perfect. Just play mistake-free football. If he could do that, I think they can get into the playoffs And when you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. So I am still high on this New York Jets team, but I want to think. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know, man. There might be a chance that Aaron Rodgers just is ready by January if they get in. Yo, I know y'all see the videos. This man is walking without crutches already. He tore his Achilles a month ago. How you walking without crutches? And he's throwing pregame for warm-ups off of a torn Achilles that happened less than 2 months ago.
That is crazy. I've seen the videos.
I ain't
The only thing is, I don't think that the Jets are going to be in a place where it'll be reasonable for Aaron Rodgers to even come back. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I just don't believe. I mean, Zach Wilson's getting it done, I guess. But I don't think he's going to keep on getting it done all the way to the playoffs. I just don't see that for him, unfortunately. I mean, we can look at their schedule.
That's what I'm doing right now. So right now, I'm only seeing they got the Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Bills,
When do we? Oh yeah, that's right. We play them in a couple weeks, don't we?
Falcons, yeah, Texans, Dolphins, Browns, Patriots. I'm only seeing realistically. I mean, the Bills and Dolphins are divisional games. You have to play them. Other than that, right now, there's nobody on the schedule and the Browns. Other than those 3 games, or you can count with 4 games since they already played the Bills once. They're not playing anybody above 500. I think they got a shot. No, I understand they play the Chargers, but they're up and down team. Texans still, you don't really know about them. Raiders.
Let's see.
Honestly, I'm not gonna be surprised they squeak in there. I really would not be surprised if they get in there somehow. Because the schedule really looks really good from today's standpoint. It's a week-to-week league, but it looks good right now.
Wait, how many wins do you have them at the end of the year?
What'd you say?
How many wins do you have them getting at the end of the year?
Okay, so let me go through this right now. They're on a bye week this week. Giants. I said I get the Jets that game. Chargers. I say Chargers loss. No, actually, I take that back. Their offensive line got harassed Monday night. I get them a W too. We got 2 W's. Raiders.
That's a dub.
Yeah, at Raiders, give me a W. At Bills, I'm taking that as an L. At home, Dolphins, L. Falcons, W. Texans, W. I think the Dolphins are going to sweep them, so give me them another L. Commanders, W. Browns.
Yo, you're wilding out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Browns loss. Patriots win.
Okay. You think?
That's at 10-7, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's realistic.
I can see it.
I don't know. For them, it also plays out of how the rest of the AFC is going to play out, because whoever doesn't win the AFC East between the Dolphins and the Bills, one of them are definitely getting a wild card spot between those teams. So that's one wild card spot taken. Mm-hmm. It comes down to how consistent the Browns can be. Actually, what happens in the AFC North Division 2 with the Ravens and Bengals, if the Bengals can somehow turn around. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I think the Jets realistically do have a chance to secure one of those final wild card spots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm still high on this team. They have a lot of talent. It would be interesting to see if Aaron Rodgers will be ready to go or try to give it a go if they get in the playoffs. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But we're gonna move on to the next segment. Who do you guys believe is the best team currently in the NFL? Now, let me say this. I apologize for me biting my tongue because the last time we did this, I said the Cowboys are the best team in the league, and they slapped me right in the face to lose the Arizona Cardinals. So
Everyone,
I'm going to try not to be biased, and I'm going to tell the truth a little bit more. But at the time, I felt like I was telling the truth. They just lost to one of the worst teams in the league the following week after I said that, after I gave them praise. But who do y'all think is the best team in the NFL today?
it's tough, man, because some of the top teams lost to teams that they probably should have beaten, especially the 49ers. I mean, shit. How did they lose to P.J. Walker? I mean, I know that the Browns defense is like top 3 right now, but I don't know. I mean, I still think they're the best team right now. I'm just gonna throw a couple out there because I can't pick. I mean, if I had to, I would probably still pick the 49ers, but I mean, the Lions got to be in the conversation right now. I mean, they're up there. I mean, they're clicking right now, offensively, especially. And their defense is looking pretty damn good too. And they're winning their games by a good margin most weeks. Having Jameson Williams back is going to add another element to that offense too. I mean, he is going to be a problem, I think. But so they're up there. I honestly think the Bills are frauds. To be honest, I don't think they're up there right now. Even though they banked the Dolphins, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like that was just a divisional game, and the Dolphins got to be up there. I don't know about the Eagles right now. I mean, yeah, I'm going to just give it to the 49ers right now. It's between the 49ers and the Lions for me right now.
Yeah, I just want to say, too, right now, there's a total of 5-1 team. So you got the 49ers, Dolphins, Lions, Chiefs, Eagles, all 5-1. Yeah, it's hard to choose from.
It definitely is. I'd probably also have to agree with Rob and go with the 49ers. I mean, they have a top 3 defense. I mean, even though they let up a lot of yards on last week, but I still believe they have a top three defense. Fred Warner is looking like a defensive MVP candidate, and I mean, Brock Purdy might have had his worst game last week, but I mean, the offense is still buzzing, especially. I think Debo went down, and Christian McCaffrey also went down, but
Yeah,
they don't seem major. So
yeah.
um,
C-Mac engine of that team, so
yeah,
I mean, a problem if he's hurt for more than a couple.
definitely the problem. I mean, even Debo. I mean, he definitely does not have the same output that he used to have, especially when Christian McCaffrey wasn't there. But I mean, he also is a very vital part of that offense. So yeah, without both of them, they don't look the same, but they seem like they won't miss much time. So yeah, I would give the 49ers the best team in the league.
It's tough because, like, I'm looking. I want to take it because records, those 5 teams look good. Process of elimination, I got to take away the Eagles. I'm not even trying to bash on them, but their sake of being 5-1 to me just doesn't look good right now. There's a lot of problems on defense. You're letting quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones have field days all over you guys. That's not good. You can even say Sam Howell, when they played him a few weeks ago, was lighting them up too.
It was a close game.
Yeah,
All been close. I feel like they're playing like last year's Vikings.
Yeah, that's a lot of one possession wins because that's actually now that you say that, I think all their wins are one possession wins.
Yeah, they are. I don't think they've blown out anybody this
Other
year.
than the Tampa Bay Bucks, that's their only blowout when, I forgot they did blow them out. But, yeah, they all 4 out of 5 wins, one possession wins.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, feel like it's Travis Kelce or bust with that offense.
Swifties.
When it,
That's true.
the minute he goes down, I feel like the whole team is underwater.
Yeah.
The Dolphins,
They're
it sound good, so
yeah,
good.
but their defense is
Yeah,
suspect too.
it is. I mean, they're getting Ramsey back soon, though.
Yeah.
He just entered the 21-day practice window.
Or, but I mean, still,
Yeah, it's still not great.
yeah. Him coming
That
back is good, but I mean, he probably still need a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, that brings it to the 49ers and Lions. To me, I'm going to ride with what y'all said because to me, I don't think the Lions are there, but they're not there yet to say they're the best team, but they're coming. They look really good so far. But I do believe that the 49ers are still the best team in the NFL. Even though they lost to the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, I still believe that they are the best team in the NFL. It's a week-to-week league. Anything can happen on any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday night, or anytime an NFL game is happening. And they only lost by 2 points against the Browns. It's not like they got blown out. The Browns escaped with that win, and the
Yeah,
49ers, that was a tough environment to play in Cleveland.
Missed that
And
field.
yes,
yeah, they
that
drove
was
all the way
huge
down the
too.
field.
Yes. I think Brock Purdy played good enough to help his team win that game despite him playing his worst NFL game of his career. The rookie kicker missed a layup kick, a 41-yard field goal, 42-yard field goal for the win. Could have escaped out of the Cleveland with a win by 1. But I think people over-exaggerate. Like I said, I'm still high on Brock Purdy. I still believe that despite his bad game, he still should be in the MVP race up to this point in the NFL season. And people got to also think, like Rob said, Christian McCaffrey is the engine of that offense. They really didn't know what to do when he got hurt, and they lost Deebo Samuel, their number 1 wide receiver, also. So when you lose your top offensive weapons and against a team that arguably has a top 5 defense, you're going to struggle. And we saw that Sunday, but they played good. Brock Purdy put them in a position to win that game. You got to make that kick, and it cost a game. But I do believe that they still are the best team in the league. And to me, they still are the most loaded team in the NFL because their record right now in their last 16 regular season games, they're 15-1. And I can't say anybody else. I thought about it. It sounded good because records are there, but I can't say anybody else is over top of the 49ers right now. And like y'all touched up on, or Rob's parlay, I think they're coming back with a vengeance Monday night against the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these teams play because now I think about it, I was looking at the Lions schedule yesterday. They don't have right now. It's so weird how these NFL schedules are playing out because by week 6 right now you can kind of figure out who's going to be a contender or a pretender. And, like, looking at the Lions, what if they end up like the Pittsburgh Steelers did in 2020 when they went 11-0? They looked good, and then it became a first-round exit. What if that happens to them? Because they only play as of right now, they only have 2 500 teams that are above 500 on their record, on their schedule, I should say. And that being the Ravens this weekend and the Cowboys by week 17. So what if they look good all the way up until this point because they're not playing the competition like the Pittsburgh Steelers did in 2020 when they were 11-0 and then folded in the first round.
I mean,
It could happen.
it definitely can happen. I mean, it's going to be a test. I mean, this weekend, I hope for the best. I
No, you
will
won't.
not be. I won't be betting on the Ravens, but I will be rooting from the seat.
Why you not betting? Why you not
No,
betting on your
I'm
team?
just saying. We got this sponsorship, but I won't be putting on my money on the Ravens this week. only because it's going to be a tough game. They have been
But
playing well. Our defense is ranked very high, but our corners are sometimes suspect. Getting Marlon Humphrey back helps a lot, but he still looks kind of hurt. We got Marcus Williams back, but he seems like he gets hurt every game. So it's it's definitely going to be a test for us coming up, especially because we have shown that we can lose to mediocre teams this year.
Yeah.
So what you trying to say is this is not a lock for the Ravens money line whatsoever after this.
No, I would not be putting my money on it.
No.
We could very well be 6-0. It might be the bias in me, but I feel like we gave away both the games that we lost. So
That's a fair point because that guarded that shit should not have, excuse my language, but that should not have happened. That game should not have happened. Then the Steelers game last week, last
2 weeks ago.
No, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The drop wide receiver catches, that was pretty bad. I feel like if y'all retrieved all them catches, y'all would have blown out the Steelers that week.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
In a perfect
the
world,
injury bug just be biting at our ankles every year. We just cannot seem to stay healthy. We always got people on the injury list. Injury list just filled up every week. Like Tuesday or Wednesday when it comes out, they just loaded up.
I think ours might be worse this year.
Yeah, Giants they're banged up all over the board. And don't get me, huh?
We haven't gotten any like major injuries. Like it seems like every week there's like 11, 12 guys in the damn injury report. Offensive linemen go down every week.
That sound like the Giants too, because Evan Neal, that man can't block to save his life.
He played a good game this past Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. Prior to that,
No.
that man was just floating.
Yeah.
Bro, did y'all see we got Justin Pugh from our practice squad for this past Sunday. He was the O-lineman that the Giants drafted like way back in like 2013 or something. But his intro to the game was like, you know how they say like the colleges?
He said a high school. Was that him who said
No, he said straight off the couch.
Oh, I did hear that. Because I said, ain't no way nobody just said straight off the couch. But I didn't know that y'all signed. That's probably why. Yeah, that makes.
He only got like a few practice, like 3 or 4 full pad practices in before starting that game, and he ended up having to play left tackle for the majority of that game because our backup left tackle Josh he is now on the IR too. So yeah.
Well, I will say, protection-wise, y'all protected Tyrod Taylor for the most part pretty well for that game compared to how the offensive line has looked this whole entire season.
He still got sacked like 4 times, but I mean that's better than what it's been.
Yeah.
Like 8, 9.
Yeah.
What was that?
8, 9 sacks.
Isn't
Daniel Jones was
like second in the league for sacks?
It was like him and Sam Howell were like neck and neck for the top.
Right now, though, I will say before we move on, I think Lael Collins being a free agent, Rob, y'all might as well take that opportunity and sign him to your offensive line. He ain't the best no more. Them Cowboy days are over.
I don't know. We just got it was a guy that we had before, and then we like released him. Like he was on our practice squad, and we released him. Then he was on the Eagles practice squad, and we signed him back to the roster. Tyree Phillips. I don't think we should have let him go at all, but I think that's going to be our plan for tackle. But I mean, like you said earlier, Andrew Thomas should be coming back soon. Hopefully, he hasn't played since week 1, and we need him bad. So
yeah, bad ain't the word.
Our starting center's been out for the last couple weeks. One of our guards just went on the injury report. It's been rough. It's like our whole O-line has been hurt at least at some point this year. It's bad. We signed like 3 people to our practice squad for O-line today and yesterday.
Dang. Dang, it's rough.
Yeah.
This rough to be a Giants fan. You know, if y'all weren't our divisional rivals, I would think about y'all all the time. But y'all love.
And
You're about to have straight traffic cones out there blocking for Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod's probably gonna start again this week. Daniel Jones just had his first limited practice today, I think.
Wait,
So
what is Daniel Jones' injury?
his neck
Yeah,
from getting his shit blown up. Excuse me.
But hold on, Rob. Would you ride with Tyrod Taylor or would you ride with Daniel? If Tyrod Taylor wins on Sunday, would you start him over Daniel Jones for the rest of the season moving forward, or would you go back to Daniel Jones?
Mm-hmm. Probably not.
You can't. You pay Daniel Jones $40 billion?
No, you got to start. I mean,
you start the game.
I know what you're getting at, and
you
like
playing football.
some Giants fans would agree with you and say start Tyrod, but I mean, I know what it's looked like. I know, but I mean, and he has made some bad decisions, especially this year. But they just need to go back to what they were doing last year and like just make him use his legs more and just manage the game a little bit more. I feel like he's been a little too risky this year with his decision making. Getting sacked 9 times a game can definitely boggle your brain a little bit too. So that might.
That man Daniel Jones is like, that man is ass.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know, man. I feel like his ceiling is like average. Like
Okay.
Like the best he could be is like middle of the pack quarterback. That's not. So
I think the best he is like just below average.
that's
so.
He has like arm talent.
He has an arm.
He can throw deep. His deep ball is probably his best trait besides his run. The thing with him is his decision making and his pocket awareness because he has none of that. Like if someone's coming out line 9 times out of 10, he has no blown up and fumbles. So.
All right. So let me ask you this question: if you take away Daniel Jones' big contract, would you start Tyrod Taylor or Daniel Jones if Tyrod Taylor wins this game? All right, now we're saying contract out the window.
Probably. Probably. I mean, Tyrod looked besides the play that he audibled at the end of the first half, he looked pretty good. I mean, he was efficient. He played mistake-free football. He had some good passes, some good deep balls. I mean, he was getting the ball out fast. And, I think he looked pretty solid. He's definitely one of the better backups in the league, I think. But, but at the same time, what Tyrod is. He's like 35, 34. And you know what he is. You know what his ceiling is. I feel like you don't quite know what Daniel Jones' ceiling is yet still. I mean, I know he's been in the league 6 years, but, this is only a second year. Like,
Yo, Brad, wow, yo. Yo, Brad, yo.
I mean, like, what if you gave, like, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, what if you gave him, like, Joe Judge, Jason Garrett for 3 years, and what if you gave him Ben McAdoo for 2 years? Like,
Wait.
How would you think they out if they had them as a coach?
No, you need to ask Lamar. No, Dak suffered with Jason Garrett. No, you need to ask Lamar. No, I know.
Stop it. We suffered.
No, Greg.
No, you're not even close.
Win MVP.
Not close, bro.
What?
He won an MVP with Greg Roman.
Right.
Greg
Right.
Roman.
And what happened the years after that? What happened the years after that? We going
No,
triple
Here's
option
what happened.
plays to Pat McCard going 40 yards down the field just to get picked off. Having our sixth-string wide receiver throw the ball 40 yards down the field to our fourth-string wide receiver just for that shit to get picked off. I've never seen a worse play call in my entire life. We did a triple option to our sixth-ranked wide receiver on the depth chart just to throw it to our fourth-string wide receiver on the depth chart. She was nowhere close to nothing. I hated.
We ran a QB sneak on 3rd and long when we were on a damn 5-yard line.
That is pain though. That is. I do remember that. That is wild. That he was even,
I don't know what it is.
the no faith that he had in your offense.
You know that quarterback sneak with 14 seconds to go with 0 timeouts will live forever.
That was also stupid as fuck.
And then you can't spike the ball to get
That might have been of all three of those, to be honest.
Yeah.
pain.
Because at least us, we had no hope. You were in a playoff game.
That is wild.
Fred's play was in a playoff game too, though.
That's true.
But
No, was
at least
it?
it wasn't.
I don't know. It wasn't. It was in the regular season.
That wasn't. I thought y'all did a trick play like that against the Bengals in the wild card.
No, that was the second time we played them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I'll be.
We've all gone through pain with previous play callers or previous coaches. At least y'all. Hey, Mike McCarthy's whole play sheet is all over America. America knows all of the plays now after Monday night, but you only have 6 plays for 3rd and long situations. What are you saying? Who's this, mad? I'm just flip the L2 button. I only got 6 options on 3rd and long.
Yeah, he already set up his audibles, so he's not doing nothing else.
That's why we can't cash in the red zone. The man probably only got like 10 plays total in the red zone.
Hey, we can't cash in the red zone either. So.
Oh man. But we'll go ahead, move on to the final segment. We're gonna switch gears here and talk about baseball. We're going to be sharing our thoughts on the MLB playoffs. We're now in the American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series. So we're going to start off with the American League Series. The Rangers currently have a 2-0 series lead against the Houston Astros. Game 3 is actually happening right now. The game just started, so right now they're at the top of the second. Score is still 0-0. What are your guys' thoughts on the Rangers being up 2-0 on the Astros?
Wow. I mean, like I said before, the Rangers can freaking hit. I mean, especially the last game they played. What they came out, 5 straight hits, 4 runs.
First inning, I believe.
That was like, it was just one after another, just boop, boop. I mean, the rest of the game they got. I mean, they only scored 1 more run for the rest of the game, but I mean, it's all they really needed. But yeah, like you said earlier, though, if the Astros go down this game, it's gonna look real bad. Unlike you, though, I do have the Rangers winning this, and they're getting real bad for the Astros.
You think they won Game 3 tonight?
I think they win tonight. So yeah, I think the Bats are going to take them. I think the Bats will take them. Yeah. So yeah, I do believe they win tonight, and yeah, ultimately close this out.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, the Rangers are definitely probably, besides them and the Phillies, are the 2 hottest teams, and it's evident since they're both in the championship series. But I mean, I do think the Astros still have an outside shot to bring it back if they can find their groove. But I mean, it starts tonight. I mean, they usually hit Scherzer well, like I said. Scherzer's fresh off injury. Christian Javier is pretty good. They just need him to rack up the strikeouts, which is going to be very tough against his gauntlet of the lineup the Rangers have. But, you know, you just got to neutralize. You just got to neutralize Adolis Garcia right now. I mean, he's probably their hottest hitter. You know, Corey Seager's looked really good too. You know, they got Marcus Semien. You know, they got a few boppers out there. So, but the reason I picked the Astros was because I think that Scherzer has a tough night. I do think he'll have a tough night because I think Jordan's going to carry them to a dub here. It's still probably going to be a close game, but I think the Astros eke by. Are they at home? The Astros got to be at home now, right? They're in here.
No, it's in the Rangers are at home tonight.
Oh shit!
Yeah, game 1, game 2 was in Houston.
Oh man! Oh
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh man! Yeah, I screwed up. I think I don't know. I mean,
Nah, yeah,
I don't know. I
got
don't like
faith in our parlays.
I don't like that they're away. I don't. But
Oh, the Astros just scored.
who?
The Astros.
I know, but who? What happened?
My bad. I can't see it.
Let's see.
No, you're.
You said the Astros scored?
I hope it's a Jordan home run. Give me a Jordan home run. Tell me the news.
Let me look at play-by-play.
Jordan RBI double.
Oh.
Oh, it was a wild pitch. Max Scherzer already messing up at the mound.
See?
Yeah.
Chill, yo, all I need is 3 strikeouts.
I told I told you this would be a bad bet.
Now it's 3-0. God dang
Single
it, man.
Damn.
I literally said
Yo, they got to take him off the mound, yo. Are you
They did that. You
serious?
put that baby leg just to give you like $3 more in your bet.
Yo. Oh.
He's on a pitch count too.
Damn.
All I need is 3 strikeouts. Can you give me 3?
On a
No.
count.
No, sir.
Barely gets like 4 or 5 a game lately. Like, and that's full games. Like, I don't know. But yeah. I think I'm feeling a little better now. I think the Astros are gonna take this one tonight.
So he's got 1 strikeout. I just need 2 more. But they might pull the plug on him if he continues.
You might not see the next. You might not see the next inning.
This is crazy. That's gonna mess it up. But I do need under a total of 8 runs. And it ain't looking good with 3 runs already scored already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the life of sports betting. You hit and you miss. And right now I look like I'm gonna big time. but to y'all's point, the Rangers have been the best team. In my opinion, I do believe that they have been the best team overall in this postseason thus far. They're looking really good. They have yet to lose a postseason game thus far, sweeping both the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. And game 1, game 2,
You didn't have to go that far.
I'm just saying they did. But yeah, they picked up 2 statement wins against the Astros in game 1 and game 2, which is pretty huge. And I think even though Max Scherzer is struggling right now, to possibly have him for a World Series against a potentially hot Phillies team or an emerging Diamondbacks team that could come back. We're about to talk about them. It's hard to count them out. It's hard to count the Astros out of this series, but I feel like the Rangers are going to pull this off and finish the Astros off by game 6 of this series. But then that leads us to the National League Series between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Right now, the Phillies are leading this series 2-0 against the Diamondbacks. What are you guys' thoughts on the National League Championship Series?
I think the Diamondbacks are toast. I think they're toast. After losing 10 10-0.
That is a
When they
heartbreaker.
had Merrill Kelly pitching too, one of their better pitchers.
Yeah.
They're probably going to pitch that one dude that we couldn't pronounce his last name in one of these next couple games. So
We gave him a nickname, but we remember.
Brandon Fat or whatever, or Fott, or however the hell you say his name. And I don't know who their fourth and fifth starter are. I could not tell you. But I think they're screwed. I mean, Phillies are just on another planet compared to them. They're a much better team. They had a much tougher series against the Braves, and they came ready for this series. I think they're going to keep them right out the playoffs and coast on into the World Series. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, the Phillies feel like they have a max underneath them. They have come in with just heat everywhere. So yeah, I think it is over for the Diamondbacks. I mean, it might be. I can see them getting one, but I mean,
Maybe. Maybe.
Dang, not even one.
all right.
No. I don't personally. I don't think they will, but they could. It's possible, but it's a very like a slim chance for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are in Philly next game.
Ooh.
So
Oh, they're gonna be loud.
This is like, I don't even know how to describe like the whooping that the Phillies giving the Astros. I mean the Diamondbacks right now. Like, this is a whooping. Like, this leather belt whooping.
that's old fashioned.
After that 10-0 run game last night, there's no chance that the Diamondbacks will win the series. Offensively, it's hard to debate who is the better overall team right now between the Phillies and Rangers. But Phillies offense has been so hard to stop since the month of August. And they carry it all the way to the postseason. And they're finding their stride offensively at the right time, because you want to be a great hitting team in the month of October when it matters most. You want to be a great overall team when it matters most. And even though they look good offensively in their win last night against the Diamondbacks 10-0, Aaron Nola pitched a good game as well. And he helped me win my parlay yesterday with his pitching performance yesterday, how many strikeouts he had. He looked really good. With the momentum they have, I really do think that the Phillies have a legit shot to win the World Series this year. I know on the other side, the Rangers really hot, and you never can count out a team that has championship DNA in them, and the Astros. But I hope Bryce Harper wins his first ring this year. He deserves it. The way how this Phillies team has fought back from their unfortunate loss to the Astros in the World Series last year. Kind of looked a little suspect by the All-Star break, but in the month of June or July, but they turned things around. And it's going to be hard for either Rangers or Astros to knock them off in a 7-game series. So I'm really high on this Phillies team right now. But I'm gonna ask y'all, which team would you say is in the driver's seat to win the World Series right now?
I can't put either of them in the driver's seat. It's gonna be like a clash of the Titans. It's gonna be a popcorn ready type deal. Like Phillies and Rangers, that's gonna be a great series. I mean,
Yeah.
both of those teams are super hot. Their pitching is looking great. I mean, they're both super talented. I think, oh man, that's tough. I can't say. I think that's going to go to Game 7. I think that series is going to go to Game 7, and it's going to come down to whoever's at home. And I honestly, I like Bryce Harper. I kind of want him to win a ring too, but at the same time, it's like, you know, the Rangers also deserve it just as much for their, misfortunes over the past 10 years. They haven't exactly been a great team before this year. Last year, they didn't make the playoffs last year, did they?
The Rangers?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
They were where to be found.
They should have, but they didn't last year. And like in the years before, they were terrible. So, they both deserve it, and I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to do those teams. But I can't put either team in the driver's seat. I can't.
It's tough. It is tough between that. I actually want that series more than anything. I think if it's Phillies Rangers, that goes to Game 7 in the World Series because the way both teams are playing.
Both teams
If somehow,
did very well.
yeah, I don't know. If the Astros somehow turn it around, I think they're going to get whooped. And Diamondbacks pull a miracle, they're definitely getting whooped. So,
Best case scenario.
I wouldn't want either of them in the World Series, personally.
Sound like best case scenarios. Phillies Rangers for this year's World Series.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. That is all the time we have for you guys this week. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, Fred Harris, and Rob Cerasuolo signing off. And we'll see you guys on next week's episode.
See y'all.
See you.